Hey everyone, welcome back to Curlcast. Today, what was that?
That was rubbish.
Today we're going to be talking to you about body acceptance.
I'm not even
It's a
trying.
potentially controversial subject, but we're here to educate, not offend anyone. So we'd like to hear your opinions on it as well. Also remember to subscribe to us as well, because as I say at the end of the day, we're here to educate and we'll go from there basically. So we'll start off with basically how it's portrayed in social media. Obviously you've got lots of stuff where it's saying like fat acceptance. Obviously you've got a lot of skinny models on there as well. At the end of the day, neither is potentially healthy at the end of the day. Either of the scale.
Neither one's correct either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're overweight or obese, that is not healthy, and that's a simple fact. It's not healthy. And if you're severely underweight, that's also not healthy.
I think it's important to define what you class as obese and overweight as well. Because if you're going by the generic BMI system,
That's got to be taken with a pinch of salt.
Exactly.
A big
Like
pinch of salt.
every single rugby player that you watch playing on TV
No,
is
rugby
classed
players,
as obese. Or most athletes are classed as overweight or
Yeah,
obese.
because the
So-
muscle mass, it's just weight and height.
Yeah, so there needs to be a clarification of that. But
Body fat percentage.
yeah.
Yeah. If you have a high body fat percentage, if you want to look that way, that's fine. If you feel good about yourself that way, that is fine. You know, from a confidence perspective. But from a health perspective, that's not healthy, never has been, never will be, and you are having a detrimental effect on your life.
Yeah.
That is what it boils down to.
Health complications and stuff like that. But you can even go in the opposite way. If you're got too less of body fat percentage, too less of muscle density as well, you're going to hit the same sort of mental and physical health problems as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why all the super anorexic looking models have been banned from a lot of adverts and campaigns.
But that's the thing as well, though. They're now promoting larger models, but on
that's
the opposite scale.
Yeah. So they're not promoting in a healthy region. They're promoting on an extreme region, which should also be banned, because then you're advertising a false image to people. You're saying people who don't really know about their health, you're saying this is healthy, this is what you should look like, and it's going to have an extreme effect on people's health, a extreme negative effect, and also health services are going to have to deal with that and pick up all the complications, and it's completely avoidable.
Yeah, I think people have an idea. They know what is healthy, they know what isn't healthy to a certain degree. Like if you held up two pictures, one of someone that's like 25 stone and one that's like 10 stone, they're going to be able to pick out who is probably the healthier person. I don't think we disagree on that.
In general terms,
But yeah, the idea of extreme promotion of a larger size, you're right.
It's not good for people, because people are going to see it over and over again. And we had the problem years ago, girls, some guys in schools were really severely underweight because of what they were seeing portrayed in the media, and they thought that's how I should look. They think that is attractive, that's what I should look like. And if you feel attractive that way, that's totally cool. That's all up to you.
I mean, we have to remember
It's not
health
healthy.
isn't just physical health. Mental health
There's
comes
mental
into
health
this
as well. Yeah.
And that's a big part of it. If someone does feel more confident, bigger, and has that better body acceptance, that's great. And you can't put a line on it. You can't say if you're over this body fat percentage, you're going to be worse off physically.
Yeah, but there's like you can kind of tell. It's pretty obvious as you start getting on, as you start to see large amounts of body fat in yourself, it's unhealthy.
It's physical fitness as well. Like if you're struggling to go about your daily life and you're getting out of breath easily, then you need to then start questioning, are you carrying that extra bit of fat? Or if you're not carrying that extra bit of fat, do you need to, are you underweight? Are you not doing enough to keep your health up?
Do you need to eat more?
Do you need to eat more, eat better? Like eating crappy foods and stuff like that as well. That's going to have a tremendous side effect on your health. Whether you're underweight or overweight or, I say, fat or thin, eating bad isn't just going to make you fat at the end of the day. I know plenty of people that are underweight and they just stuff their faces.
Yeah. But a lot of it is the empty calories. There's no nutritional value. Your body can't utilise it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we live in a Western society where processed food is everywhere. Like, you
Yeah.
can't go into a shop really, and unless you're going to the fresh meats, fresh fruits and vegetable section, your food is probably going to have a higher degree of salt than you think.
Yeah.
That's just to maintain it so you can freeze
Exactly.
it.
The amount of processed food in our diet is absolutely massive.
Stuff like that,
Compared to if you go out to sort of like Asia and that sort of place, the amount of home cooked food and fresh food that's cooked is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, you were out. Where was it?
Amman.
Amman. Yeah, recently. I bet out there. I bet they cook so
everything
much.
is
From scratch.
Yeah, they hardly have any processed food. Everything costs so much more if you want processed food. Like, I mean, to give a quick conversion, like a bag of sweets is going to cost like essentially like £4 here. For a bag of sweets there, whereas if you want to go and eat like street food, which is pretty much just really lean meat, like kebab type thing, you're talking like 50p.
Yeah.
So it's not only cheaper to eat healthier out there, but it's
And kebab is not the
healthy?
like the doner you go down to the local thing around here.
no.
Like the kebab out there is totally different. That's
it.
To clarify that.
That's the complete difference of, I say, over where you are compared to here. Like, to eat healthy, like, it's seems as a luxury nowadays, and it's ridiculous. Like, to eat organically, or I say, just more fresh. Unless
I
you
think
buy
that's
in
the
bulk.
perspective, because people always think about the time you have to invest in cooking it as well, healthily. Whereas if they go and buy like pre-made whatever, and just chuck this in the oven and it'll be done.
You should think of it as an investment, and you're taking that time to invest in your health.
But actually, if you buy healthy food, it can work out quite cheap. Think about, like, you can go in and buy like 3 packs of 500 grams of chicken breast for like what, £7-8 probably in some places.
Which sounds a lot, but that chicken's going to probably last you about 3 or 4 days. Easy.
Exactly. So that's like half a week of your meals done already.
And you can freeze it as well.
Exactly.
A lot of people think just frozen food you can freeze. You can freeze a lot of meats and they can last for several months.
Yeah, any meat that you buy, you can stick in the freezer.
Yeah, and it will last easily, like 6 months, half a year.
Yeah.
Easily.
But this comes back to the original point of our society's getting a lot lazier as well. Exercise. We had a little chat before we went on camera. When we were children, we down the park playing football. Kick a football into the tree, up the tree you go.
Yeah, you climb the tree. You know.
So, whereas now it's, hi mum, can I go on Fortnite?
Yeah, and then sit there all day.
Yeah.
Doing nothing, eating junk.
I think,
Yeah.
like, to a point, services like your live streaming and stuff like that, YouTube, Twitch, like, they even promote it as well. Like, you've got kids playing games for hours on days.
Are we currently advertising people not to watch our content on YouTube?
No, because we're out there and we're doing stuff.
Ideally, don't watch this video, go outside and play.
Yeah.
And then turn on your mobile data and continue watching.
Sit in park.
But that's the thing. It's not even about that. It's prioritising your time. Like, when you were kids, you got home as quickly as you can before it got dark, so you could go out and play, meet with your friends, socialise. Then you would go home or go around your friends and then play any games at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, we're all at the generation where games consoles start coming out.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say that we never played on
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, exactly.
Our generation,
GameCube.
we kind of saw a big switch.
Yeah,
You know, like when
definitely.
we were younger, we were very active. As we started getting older, we basically turned into what people are starting off as now, staying indoors, playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think I think the first time we actually got like a proper mobile which could access the internet and stuff like that was when I was about 13, 14 maybe, and you're halfway through school at that point. Yeah. So it's like you're already.
I didn't get my first mobile until I was probably 13.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I remember getting it. Half the time I'd forget it and leave it at home. You know, because you're out actually doing stuff, interacting with people. Now, if you leave it at home, you're like, oh my god.
Where's my phone?
Where's my life gone? What can I do? I can't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a call, guys.
Exactly.
But it's just go. I feel actually got a But just going back, like I think you mentioned beforehand, like your metabolism and stuff like that, how it gets slower as you get older.
After 30 is generally the agreed point.
It will get slower, but as you stated as well, like it's not just mainly that you're active
Yeah.
You're doing less.
You're doing less.
Like when
Doing
you're a
so
kid
much
and at
less.
school, or even in teenage years, college, all those younger years up until you get your first job, really, your time is, or at least when we were younger, it was a lot more. You'd go out, you'd see friends, you would go do your sports. Yeah, when I was, I say this to a lot of people. I say I'm rubbish at DIY. I couldn't put up a shelf if you asked me
I
to.
am so good at DIY.
But
I'm good as well.
you give me a racket, you give me anything. I could do most sports because I grew up playing so many different sports. I've got all of those skills, and I was active all the time. Like there was generally very few nights in the week, if at some point no nights in the week, that I wasn't doing a sport.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so skinny. We spoke about this in the previous one. You two used to be a bit bigger,
A bit larger,
and then
yeah.
skinny down, whereas I've sort of come the other way. I was skinny, and now I'm freaking skinny.
But that is the thing though, like, because of how technology is kind of like grown, like, I see kids like half the age I was before I got phones in their hands, and it's just like, I'd like to know what happens when they get home, and are they going straight on the PC, are they going straight onto the computers, are they just sitting in front of the TV?
Well, I think like they're bringing the electronics to dinner table with them.
Yeah.
You know, I see these posts.
If
online.
people even go to a dinner table now, I know so many households don't even eat a family dinner.
Yeah, they don't eat together. They don't even really talk to each other. They just sort of live together
And they,
in the same house. Mum or dad or whatever cooks the food. The kids hide in their room doing whatever the hell they're doing. And
but
there's no interaction.
This goes back onto the whole mental health side of it, because there's so much promotion now about we're not talking to each other, and that's why. Because when I've always grown up that when you eat at the table. You do not, unless it's a specific time where you're all kind of like just busy, but you will sit at the table and you interact.
Yeah.
Now you just kind of like go off in your room, you do this, you do that. Like people are turning away from talking to each other to talking on your phone.
I mean, I think there's a switch in the meta of our society anyway towards communication on electronic device.
It's
It's
brilliant.
rewarding, it's addictive. You get that buzz on your phone, it's a little reward, you get a little bit
It's like, I'm popular.
Yeah, you get a little hit of dopamine and your brain becomes addicted. So we're all constantly looking at these screens and not talking. That in itself is a mental health condition which affects nearly 100% of the population. And nothing is being done about it.
Like a lot of things, it's healthy doses.
Yeah.
Food, alcohol, having fun, going out socialising, going to the gym, looking at your phone, it's healthy doses. Like, take it in.
But to take this back to body acceptance as well, our original one,
Yeah,
you also have to remember on social media, everything is a highlight.
It's all fake.
A photograph, I put this as my caption on Instagram the other day, I don't know if you got this, a photograph pauses life. And you're pausing life at one specific second of the however many seconds there are in a day of that specific moment.
And then editing it.
And then people are looking at it and going, oh, I wish I could look like them, or oh my god, why can't I do this? And
I saw
total crap.
I saw something that was quite good the other day. At the end of the day, you don't see many people posting their failures. You don't see them posting how crap their day was. Like you want to show people
come
how.
From Mr. I've got a six-pack on Instagram.
but I still post but I still post my failures, because at the end of the day, it's the amount of times that you fail that's going to create that image of yourself. I'm all about making people aware that no matter how hard you see someone working online, what goes behind the door is hours of just hardship at the end of the day. I was going to go on to something else then, but I completely forgot.
That is not a surprise. It happens every single time.
I know, it's just going to kind of just go out the window, take over.
Yeah, so back to body acceptance, we can kind of link it to what we were saying about the lifestyle change. That's becoming accepted, and it's leading to larger, unhealthier children, and that is being accepted because it looks normal.
Parents pass it down to their children.
And it's only going to get worse and worse. And
I mean, a child can't go and cook for themselves.
No.
They need to learn from someone, and you learn from your parents. You learn diet habits from your parents, and it is becoming accepted in culture that you can just chuck something in the oven and then eat it, which is high calorie, high salt, high fat.
And if you're brought up on that, you're going to continue that.
Yeah, and this is where education becomes very much required, I think, nowadays.
Yeah.
Education is a very outdated system now, and how it is all done. There needs to be a lot more to fit in with like lifestyle now. There needs to be more education, more physical education, and
not even physical education,
and
more
food
about-
education
yeah,
as well.
'cause
Yeah, nutrition. You don't even at school. You guys did food tech.
I was going to say that.
I done
think
it for a GCSE, and that was the only time that you learn a little bit about it.
I think I'd done 1 hour a week up until about year 9.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you choose your.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You don't, and that was just literally just baking random stuff.
A lot of it, you're making cakes
Yeah.
and a pizza.
Yeah.
You know, we made that. You can put whatever you want into it. You know, you're at school in high school. You're like, mate, I'm putting so much bacon in that.
I think they need, yeah, I think,
There's no guidance.
I think they need to take a bit of the physical education side and kind of like not just make them do sports specific stuff, but make it more about the nutritional side of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like not just take them out and make them kick 4 rounds for an hour. Like actually have a bit of both. Where
But
they're
the issue
learning
with
about
this
food.
is, who is teaching them this?
But
The
it's- yeah,
English teacher now has to go and teach like this education
Yeah.
that potentially doesn't have that qualification or
Well,
that
the
knowledge.
Yeah.
Because think of all the myths that we just will. We've got a video coming on that actually.
Yeah.
We don't know
Um,
when. It could be before this video. it could
We
be
have just
after.
recorded a fitness myth video that will be coming out probably next week. But there's so many fitness myths that potentially these teachers think are true that they give on to
It
the
depends.
children.
Kids, but it's not their fault, you know. They're not intentionally doing it. It's just they just don't know. that.
It depends because I've worked in schools and the whole school education system has changed since we were back at school because they used to have money for funding for teachers. Now they will outsource coaches and stuff like that, where the coaches literally go in there and they might not know much about nutrition, but they know so much about sport and stuff like that. So they'll literally just teach them about sport, teach them about
That's
that.
what you did, isn't it?
Yeah, you're teaching about
I
sport.
mean, I worked education for
Yeah,
us, but I was
exactly.
in a different sector to mainstream. I was in a different.
Unless you
so
go
I had a
into
little bit
your-
more control over what was being taught.
Yeah, unless you go into your BTEC stuff, which is year 9, not year 9, year 10, year 11, if you choose not to do PE, you're just going to miss out on all that. And obviously we all chose that at the end of the day, so we know what is entailed in that, but they need to kind of bring that more into the before GCSEs.
And the other big problem is
It
this.
needs to be mandatory.
Yeah.
We're talking about like starting from a younger age and this whole sort of body fat percentage stuff. You can't access a gym before the age of 16. So many places don't allow it due to insurance.
Ours don't. Yeah.
We've just renewed insurance here, and we tried to get it so then we could potentially get like schools coming in and stuff as a charity community centre that we are here. That was a great opportunity, and I have contacts from education from when I was there to do that, but they're like, no, have to be above 16.
Yeah.
Like
Which, you know, from a injury perspective, when you're younger, you were easier to get injured because like your bone density isn't there until you're like 18, even older.
But there's so
than that.
much science saying it's good for
When
younger
you're-
people to be in a gym.
If you're guided in there,
Yeah.
so you're not going to go and pick up like try and hit the
Right,
35s or something.
Like
you know,
most adults nowadays.
Yeah, because most adults have no idea what
Yeah,
they're doing and
exactly.
end up hurting themselves.
But there was a lot of
Guided
science that
stuff in there
said
would be so good.
growth
Yeah.
plates were stunted before. That's all been disproven now.
Yeah.
They used to say that 13, 14, that if you go in the gym and start doing like loads of bodyweight and stuff, growth, you're not going to grow as much, which...
It's rubbish.
That's probably...
If you go into like super extreme, maybe, but it's been pretty much disproven. It actually helps promote.
It's going to promote bone density.
Yeah.
Really, because you're using it.
And joints, it's just going to help your joints, your muscles.
But that's another problem that people then don't have that. I mean, you're getting more and more public gyms like on beaches especially in
They've
Europe.
got-
I
they've
don't know
got
if
them
they've
on,
got them here.
They've got the parks now, aren't they?
And in the parks, but
They're not weighted, are they? There's
their
just-
body weight resistance.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad
It's
thing.
still-
Because you can get a very good, effective workout in
Yeah.
doing bodyweight stuff.
But you've also got to now combat that stigma of like if you go down to the local park and you go on the gym, well actually now you're not just walking to a gym where everyone is there to work out, you've gone to a park where people are going to walk and you're thinking, and that can be a problem for some people.
It comes down to like the personal confidence. If you don't have
Yeah.
confidence to go and do that in a really public place, then find somewhere else. Find a gym.
And I'm not
or-
saying that's right, but I think people are going to think,
The problem-
I don't want to be seen.
The problem
Yeah.
nowadays is that there's a lot of, I'm trying to think the word, just stereotypical stuff. Like as you're saying, like, oh, that guy's in the park.
Yeah.
He's working out. Like,
Yeah.
and it's the same. It's the same with most stuff. Like, oh, that guy online is completely ripped. Oh, he must be really healthy, or he's really
You're
skinny.
talking about yourself again.
Yeah. I'm healthy. But yeah, like that really skinny person online, he must be really healthy and stuff like that. Like promotion and just stereotypical behaviour it's gone out the window.
Yeah.
So
I think the whole point of this video is if you're happy with where you're at, that's the main thing. Mental health has to be the first thing, but
it's lifestyle choices.
But yeah, make good lifestyle choices.
Physical health and mental health are going to go together though, because if your body's unhealthy, you're getting pains, you can't do things properly, that's going to have a negative effect.
And it may
on
not
your
be in the
mental
short
health.
term, but long term, like time is undefeated. Like you eventually, if you're above a healthy body fat percentage, eventually something is going to give, whether that's joints, whether it's organs, whether it's some other form of health. There's so many contraindications. You're doing your level 3 GP at the moment, aren't you? That's what I've done last year. You'll go over all the contraindications, and everything is pretty much linked to a higher body fat percentage or obesity. Has so many of them: high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. Massive thing on diabetes at the moment.
If you're obese, you are extremely unhealthy, regardless of what anyone says to you.
Or anorexic,
or underweight, severely underweight, too low a body fat percentage, really unhealthy. Too low in muscle mass is unhealthy. If you're not eating enough, your bones are going to be weak because you're not getting the nutrients. Your muscles are going to be weak. You're not going to do things. You're going to feel awful all the time.
And as you just said as well, it's not just the now; it's the future you as well.
Yeah.
Whatever you do now is going to affect what you do in the future life.
So think about your health.
Yeah. If you're underweight, you haven't got that muscle density, your joints are unstable. Think about when you're a lot older, you're gonna suffer then. Like your joints aren't be able to cope under that, because at the end of the day,
so many people come in the gym
old
and
age.
are old.
Yeah, old age.
I wish I could do this. I wish I'd done this then. I wish I'd started doing flexibility when I was younger.
All the time. I wish I'd done this 40 years ago.
Old age is at the end of the day. The older you get, the more your body degrades. It's life, and the more you can prevent that by not even just going to the gym, just eating healthier. Adding years onto your life, being active, walking, just general health at the end of the day. But I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, we've gone on for quite a while.
We'd like to hear your feedback as well. If you've got any opinions yourself about the subject, we'd love to hear them. If we get enough, we may do another video and we'll respond to your comments. But like the video, share it as well, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. There we go.